Alright guys, we're at Citadel Hill in Halifax, and this is where we're starting our day.
Alright, let's go.
This place has the best views of the downtown, without a doubt. Got all this open space. It's really nice. That's why Citadel Hill is such a popular place and a really important historic site. And I'll actually go and show you the inside right now. Citadel Hill, also known as Fort George, has been Halifax's central defense point since 1749. It's famous, yet it was never actually attacked. But instead of me explaining why, let's let a local explain.
This whole harbour was like an impregnable fortress. There were guns everywhere. Guns on the islands, guns at the mouth. There were chains to keep boats from getting into. There's a small place there with another tower. So everything here was designed to keep out enemies.
So, you heard it. Citadel Hill isn't just a great place to spend time in Halifax, it's also historically significant. But there is so much more to Halifax's history that was essential in making the city what it is today. This video is not dedicated to the history of Halifax, but rather how to spend a day here. So if you'd like an in-depth video exploring the history of Halifax, help this video get to 30 likes and I will do that. So our time at the Citadel's done. We're gonna hop back in the car and see if we can find some parking in the downtown. That will be a bit of a challenge. Parking. Now Noah and I are walking through the downtown just to see what we can see. You want to head to the waterfront or to the library?
Let's do the library because it's kind of on the way.
Alright, let's do it. This part of Halifax is so beautiful, I can't get over it. Halifax has always seemed like a place that I may want to live when I'm older. It's so inviting, and the size of the city it's ideal. There's so much happening, but it's not, it's not Toronto. This may be a very crude comparison, but I sort of see it as like the East Coast Vancouver, and it's growing fast. In fact, second fastest growing city in Canada, right?
Second fastest growing city, only behind Oshawa, Ontario.
Wow. Halifax is the place to be. So we've walked down to, I believe, the south end of Halifax for one big reason, and that is the Halifax Public Library. Without a doubt, the most impressive library in Atlantic Canada. It's amazing. Let's go check it out. The Halifax Central Library opened in late 2014 and cost the city $58 million to make. The project was laid out by two architectural firms, one local and one from Denmark, which won the library two of the most prestigious awards in all of Canada for architecture. They have an assortment of different things here on every floor. Here you have a little rapid testing center. Of course, books everywhere. It's a library. Lots of seating area, super fast, high-end computers for anyone to use. This project must have been extremely expensive for Halifax, but it's impressive that they were able to afford it. Halifax is really showing itself off as a thriving city, I guess you could say. Yeah, if you're going to be living on the East Coast, but you're worried that you're just going to be lost behind in the times, Halifax, it's not the case. Wow. Okay, so we're on the second floor. We have two more to go, and then a little bit higher to get to the best part of the Halifax Public Library, and that is the overhanging reading room. Next up, waterfront. This is going to be the highlight of any Halifax trip, and that is a walk down along the waterfront. And that should be just about 5 minutes downhill from the library. So much of the old Halifax is preserved and here to this day. It's like all these old brick buildings, they have the dates written on them, early 1900s, some of them dating back to the late 1800s. It's really great that they've kept all the character of the old Halifax, or at least most of it. Pizza. There's people just outside enjoying the weather, enjoying the food. It's for how big Halifax is, and we're right in the downtown, it's really quiet. Okay, so I actually lied to you guys. We lost track of time. We need to be at our hostel for check-in before 3 o'clock. So we're going to the hostel first, and then we're headed to the waterfront. In a few minutes we should be there. Actually, no. Let's go there right now. So welcome to the Premier Kelly residence. This is the Hostel Backpackers, the only hostel in Halifax that's currently open. In June, the other hostel, the International Hostel, will be opening back up, but they've been able to remain open throughout COVID, and yeah, this is my bunk for the night. I don't have a whole lot of experience with hostels, but it's my understanding that it's the #1 way to travel because, first of all, you have price. It's a fraction of the cost that you'd be paying at a hotel, usually a little bit less than at the cheapest of Airbnbs, and you get to meet people. It's the way to travel, I think.
I would agree with that.
And
yeah.
This is Noah's very first hostel experience, so
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this is going to bring.
This is great. I also need to mention the hostel is attached to this cafe. The owner, Michelle, runs this cafe. She's been doing it for 21 years. Super relaxed atmosphere. No better way to travel. We're now going over Halifax's prized Macdonald Bridge. So, Halifax actually has 2 mega bridges. The Macdonald, which is the one closest to the city center, and then just outside, over there, way off in the distance, is the Mackay Bridge. To cross either the Mackay or the Macdonald Bridge, you need to pay $1.25. Noah, what are we about to do?
We're about to cross the Mackay Bridge.
That's it. That's all. Wow. Look at it in all its glory. That's one nice bridge. Please, if you are watching this and you are from Halifax, settle the debate. Which is the better bridge, the Macdonald or the Mackay? And don't just be one of those Macdonald fanboys that are like, oh, well, I like the Macdonald because I take it more often. It's like, which is the better bridge, huh?
We're about to find out.
Punk. I got a little bit aggressive there. Are they both 125?
Yeah. Look at that, the gate's broken. I could have just got...
What a cash grab. No, it's actually fair. It's a little bit better than, $50 just to get to an island that is full of potatoes.
Shots fired.
So finally, after getting a little bit distracted, we were headed to the waterfront.
So just
As I was saying.
So just
the
from...
waterfront's really pretty.
So just from the library, we walked down the hill. I'm going to your down a sewer pipe.
Better than a black.
That's true.
Or 12 large donaires.
That too. You're not a very nice person.
Sometimes I wonder why the boardwalk is so special, why everyone's like, oh yeah, the Halifax Boardwalk. It's like, and that's the place to be all the time, whether it's early morning, afternoon, or to be here in the evening for the nightlife. It's, at first I thought it may just be for the views, but it's more than that. It's like a social gathering place. It's a place where people are playing music, a big open space. It's the smells too. You have the smell of the salt water, the sulfur. You have the ships to look at. It's just a pleasant place to be. we're gonna take a ride on the Halifax Ferry. Noah hasn't been on a boat in, I don't know, like a decade or so, and oh my gosh, it's great to see his reaction. Looks like we have the choice between Woodside Ferry and Alderney Ferry.
Our boat's about to leave. We just got the call.
We chose the Alderney Ferry since we were told that would bring us to downtown Dartmouth.
So it's a little bit windy, as you can see. Noah and I, like, thank you so much, Noah. We're recommending this. We're having a grand old time. You can see Macdonald Bridge right there. Over here, just where we came from, that's downtown Halifax. And we're arriving right now in Dartmouth. 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 Oh, exciting. Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. We're finally here.
What are we doing here again? Let's go back.
Yeah. That's a cool train.
And the last thing there is to do in Dartmouth
Is take the ferry back to Halifax. Feels good to be back. Ooh, Chadley over here. Ooh, camera! Hey.
Hey Noah. Let's go to the broth house up there. It's a soup restaurant, right? Right? Please tell me that's a soup restaurant. So it was about supper time now. Noah and I were really hungry. We hadn't eaten anything for most of the day, and we had a particular place in mind that we saw earlier in the day. Hey, Noah, that's the Stubborn Goat. I think maybe we'll eat there tonight.
I think that's, if it's a local Halifax place, then yeah, I'd think so.
So we made it to the Stubborn Goat. Noah's really hungry, so am I. This is gonna be good. I'm hoping I can get a big plate of wings or some ribs or just something good. Noah's gonna get a burger. I would argue this is well deserved.
Hello and welcome to Oliver's Wings Review.
Get out of here.
Yes,
yeah, we do. Thank you. Get that out of my face.
What? Okay, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Welcome to Oliver's Wings Review. 2 minutes after I got it, already done. Oh yeah, I also have this, so I'm not like completely done, but like
Stubborn Goat.
the Stubborn Goat since 2013.
Noah's been drinking a little bit too much water.
Stay hydrated, guys.
How is it?
I'm a sucker for burgers. This hits every spot I needed it to hit. In any kind of metaphor sense you want to put that into.
I don't walk around that metaphor sense at all.
It's a good burger.
The atmosphere at the Stubborn Goat was just what we were looking for, and the food was pretty good, although I spent the same amount on wings as I did for my entire accommodation for the night. So it was pretty expensive.
Are you dancing or just walking?
No, I was walking. That was unironic walking.
Nothing like a city at nighttime. The atmosphere here is just, I don't know, maybe all other cities are like this. I'm not a city boy, but I'm in love with it. It's warm out, it's pretty quiet, but people are out and about. It's a real city nightlife feel here in Halifax. So we came into this brand new boba shop. It's just a small local business. We're gonna get some boba.
This was hands down the best bubble tea I've ever had and a perfect way to close off the night. But we had one thing left planned, and that was to finish off the day where we started, back on top of Citadel Hill. Noah also had the great idea of bringing his guitar.
How you doing, Noah?
Pretty great right now.
There's no wind out here in Halifax. It's just a perfect night. I am falling in love with this city by the hour.
Playing on top of Citadel Hill in Halifax, just for you guys. It's gonna be fun. So, Halifax.
This one's for you.
Shut up. That's my line. So, Halifax.
This one's for you.
I'm gonna punch you so hard. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Look at him go.
So Halifax,
This one's for you.
let me do my shit. This has been going on for a minute, damn it.
I think it's pretty funny.
For you. So Halifax, this one's for you. Thank you for finishing that.
You're welcome.
We have met so many amazing people on this trip so far. From the server we had at the restaurant, to a guy that approached us when we had our drone, to
The preacher this morning who was talking to us about the history of Citadel Hill.
Friar Christopher, that's right, the guy who spent 7 years in Rome and he had his Italian friends over and he was speaking to us. So many great people, particularly at the hostel.
Imagine coming down here a couple times a week. Just up here where you can see the entire city. You feel like
Get your thrill on Citadel Hill.
you ruined every train of thought I just had. So Oliver, can I get your opinion on what you've thought of Halifax so far?
I'm enjoying the silence. I really have had enough of your voice today, Noah. Sorry. It's been a really quiet experience, but filled with a lot of action and meeting a lot of new people. I'm loving it, but enough from me. What are your thoughts, Noah?
You think about how many people are in that city, especially in a city like Halifax, less than 500,000 people, and you realize every single one of those people go about their day and do a set of actions that are completely contrary to what you do. And that puts it into perspective just how many things that you can possibly do in a city like this and how you can spend your days doing it.
Everyone's been so positive and curious, especially when we're carrying around our filming gear, right?
I mean, we've been here for 9 hours, give or take, and I've spoken to more people I don't know than I have in a regular week living in my hometown.
That's accurate.
It really is, right? It puts it into perspective.
The more times I visit Halifax, the more I appreciate the city, and my time here with Noah was even more memorable than I anticipated. But my time in Halifax is not nearly over yet. I have another video coming out next week of our second day in Halifax. So if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do that, and I'll see you next week.